Hello everybody, my name is Jeremy, this is Red Means Recording. I have now tried to record the video intro to this like 3 times, and I actually got like 15 minutes into this video before I realized that I wasn't recording audio. So I'm going to make this quick. This video is about the Cursus Iteritas Percido from Noise Engineering. This is a complex voice, not complex, but it creates very complex, crazy tones. And we are going to be modulating the heck out of it with the Clank Chaos here. The first channel of Clank Chaos is going to pitch. The rest of these are going to modulation in here. And we're going to be running through the sort of like flavors of what Cursus sounds like when heavily modulated. Because everything from Noise Engineering that makes a sound loves modulation, and there's just so many interesting spots in here. So, as a disclaimer, this video will be repetitive and relatively noisy. You know, I'm not going to be going full noise, but you're going to be hearing a 120 BPM kick drum with a repetitive sequence from this, and we're going to be focusing on the tones that come out of it from a modulation standpoint. If that's not for you, I totally get it. You know, go watch a Yuri Wong video. I don't fucking care. A quick rundown of this patch. Tet is providing clock into Chaos. It's also providing 2 channels of gates, Euclidean gates. This one will be triggering our kick drum from the Endorphin 2 of Cups. This one will be triggering the trigger in the Cursus. Like I said, this is our pitch. These are our modulation things. And over here on our Euroburo, I have our Cursus going in. I have our 2 of Cups kick drum going in. And the Cursus is getting a filter, which is being modulated by the envelope out here. It's also getting some ping pong delay and some sidechain from our kick drum. There's going to be a noise hi-hat that's created by noise and triggered by our incoming clock here. That is going to be run through a ADSR, and we're going to get like a little 16th note hi-hat sort of sound that is going to be sidechained by the kick. Finally, the kick is going through a reverb that is being sidechained by the kick signal as well. That's all that's happening in here. I found that the Cursus really came alive to me in a way that I'd never really thought of before once I paired it with a filter. And that's rare for me because I normally do not pair Noise Engineering voices with filters. I find that they usually have the perfect range of sweet to crazy. Cursus, however, I love the sound of it through a low-pass filter. So that's where we are. Let's jump into it, because again, I've recorded this intro like way too many times. So we're going to do this. There is our kick drum and our hi-hat. I'll just demonstrate what I can do to the hi-hat here. I just need to find it. Hey, no. I get that nice classic techno wash. Okay, great. So it's time to bring this in. And before I do that, I need to unloop all these because I was like super far into the demo before I actually realized that I wasn't recording. So Clank Chaos has 6 channels. They're all going to send out voltages. Some can be quantized, some can be unquantized. You can slew them, you can loop them. And we're going to walk through center, width, balance, edge, and fold one at a time, iterating on each set of modulation with the different 3 modes here. We got daub, 4, and walsh. And I'm also going to try to show off what it sounds like when you soften the envelopes here, but mostly this is going to be like a pretty pounding sort of like shika-dika kind of thing. All right? So let's start bringing in our friend here. I have this going into the Euroburo, this channel of the Tet. This is going to turn up the amount of filter modulation going to our low-pass filter from this. It's basically like acting as a little attenuverter. So let's do that. So there is our pure daub on the haters sound. Obviously run through a filter. This is what it sounds like unfiltered. Big and brash, but the filter just really kind of makes it come alive in an interesting way. Okay, let's start bringing in center, the modulation for center. The timing for the center modulation is currently set to a quarter note. We can slew it. All right, so let's go ahead and loop our pitch. and loop our center. Next up is width. So just keep in mind that everything that's coming out of the clank is a random voltage out each time division or multiplication. So you're hearing constant new conjunctions of modulation to these controls. All right, I'm gonna loop. Let's bring in balance. Balance is set to a 16th note. So you can hear it stepping around, right? So the thing I like about this is when you introduce that low pass filter, you get a wonderful, just rich harmonic thing, but the bass is still there. Let's loop this. All right, edge and fold, we're gonna get pretty nasty. So let's bring those in. All right, I'm gonna unloop everything. And before we move on to, what's the next mode? 4. I'm going to pitch this up so you can hear what this sounds like as sort of more of a melody as opposed to a bass, right? I'm also gonna change the quantize mode real quick. Nice to remember that since we have a built-in envelope generator, we can go long and weird, and especially with our filter, I just really like it. All right, cool. Hopefully that was a nice taste of that for you. Taste of daub. Let's switch on over to our friend 4. And I need to unloop my pitch and reset all of our modulation. So that's what raw daub sounds like. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Sorry, getting switch back to daub. I forgot to show you what Master Blaster does. So anything that you have turned up or negative on these envelope sends, when you turn this up, the envelope that we've created here will be set to that parameter, which is cool as shit. Yeah. I love it so much. Like, I'm discovering things, even after I've been doing this for like a week and a half, like playing with this, I'm discovering things with you now that I didn't even know were there. So let's switch over to our friend 4. Turn this down. And reset our shit over here. Let's start bringing in center on 4 mode. The cool thing about noise engineering oscillators, all of them, their voices from the BIA, the lip, to, I'm assuming, all of them, they respond really cool to stepped modulation, which is why something like the Mimetic Digitalis is always great. But the great thing about the Chaos is I can switch back and forth between stepped and slewed. Let's loop that. All right, time for width. Turn this down in time. Slew it and loop it. Next up is balance. I'm going to turn that one down a little bit for this one. I really like the harmonics, but I don't want it to go too far. God, it sounds like a dinosaur screaming. All right, next up is edge. We're going to bring fold in too. Let's loop fold. So all those rich harmonics that you're hearing, all those crazy little edge cases of harmonics, that's one of the things I really, really like about noise engineering oscillators, is that just they go crazy with harmonics. I'm going to unloop all these and turn these all down in time and slew them all. So you can hear that the modulation becomes part of the instrument itself. Like, all these harmonic changes create new ways to interpret the sound. All right, let's give this one the melody slash longer, longer envelope treatment. First melody. So we're going to reset all of our modulation to 0. Let's go over here. We'll change the quantize mode to... Oh, I already was on pentatonic minor. So I can set this to a dotted eighth note, and I can set my gates to something completely different, and I get a really cool experience because the gate's what's triggering our envelope, the filter. So yeah, separating your gates from your pitch events, very cool. Remember also, this Master Blaster control is triggered by this trig in. So what we do over here changes this. All right, let's get some modulation going for this mode. All right, there's a taste of 4. Next up is walsh. So let's again reset all of, we're gonna loop our pitch here now that we got a nice little octave sequence, and let's turn everything else down. So that's walsh all on its own. Daub 4. Here comes the center control for walsh. Oh, I like that one. That's cool. Slow that down just a little bit. And slew it. All right, next up is width. So width and center seem to have a relationship with each other. Let's go ahead and turn the time down on this. Slew it. Next up is, oh, sorry, I forgot to loop all this. Loop. Loop. And next up is balance. So balance seems to have the capability in all three modes to add a lot of high frequency harmonics and switch almost completely to this higher interpretation of like either the wavetable or whatever the oscillator is doing. All right, let's get edge and fold up in here. Okay, I think that's probably good. I hope it has whet your appetite to what Cursus can kind of sound like. Obviously, it can get very noisy, but there's a lot of really cool harmonics in there, and I haven't even really, this is a very like specific way of going at it, setting it timed random voltages. You know, obviously, if you were a bit more intentional with your approach to modulation, you can get some very, very interesting rhythmic sort of timbre changes out of this, which I think would be super cool. That pitch envelope is a sleeper hit. Same thing on the Laquelic. It's just really cool to be able to get this kind of nartsy sound.
See what I mean about looping the modulation to be able to get, like, grooves? So with any oscillator that you have that is as complex or capable of complex tones as the Cursus, I highly recommend that you do something similar to this. Get your favorite modulation source and just go crazy with it. Because there's a world hiding in there that you may not know about. And then when you walked away from it, doing this process, hopefully inside you'll be like, okay, well now I know where to go. And back to where we started. That's enough for today. Thank you so much for watching. What are some of your favorite Cursus Iteritas tips and tricks? What are some of the things that you have paired it with that are fun as heck? Let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking for new modulation sources. I'm a slut for modulation. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording, and I hope you have a wonderful day.